So the next option under the bank menu is Reconcile. So this is where we need to come in with our bank statement and put in the details so that we can reconcile our bank account. So firstly, we need to select the bank we are reconciling. It will pre-fill with current, but you can select the others if you want to reconcile them. And then you need to set the cash date that we're going to apply to the transactions that we tick off. Now, we strongly recommend doing your bank reconciliations on at least a monthly basis and to the month end date, because that works well for when you then get to the 31st of March for your year-end final bank rec. So in this example, we are going to start in April and we are reconciling to the 30th. That means that every transaction we tick off in this process will have a cash date on Scribe of the 30th of April. It might have actually gone on out of the bank statement on a different date in April, the 10th of April, the 15th of April, etc. But on Scribe, they'll all show as the 30th, and that simply means that yes, this was reconciled against the April statement. So then we can add in our balance on the statement as at that date. So what is our closing statement balance on the 30th of April? So we can add that information in, type that in from here. When we then tab through, what we're going to find is that we will get a difference on the right-hand side of the information that Scribe is pulling through. So Scribe has a balance on the account, is looking at what we have not yet cashed up and what the difference is to our statement balance. Then we will see all the payments and receipts that we've entered on Scribe that have not yet been reconciled. So if they've not been ticked as cashed in this process, they will appear in the screen with the payments on the left and the receipts on the right, with the information pulled through from the entries that you put in as the transactions. And it's just a case of simply going through and ticking the items off again from the statement as they appear on Scribe. So if we've seen this entry, we would tick that accordingly, and then it will reduce the difference or increase the difference accordingly until hopefully we get back to a zero difference, meaning that everything we've ticked off reconciles to our statement. You'll notice here Scribe will show you transactions that you've added in that are greyed out, and that means they are dated later than your cash date. So you can't obviously tick a transaction that is dated beyond the date that you're saying you're reconciling to. Once you've ticked everything off, if you've got a difference, you can zero difference, you would just click save. If you do have a difference, you would obviously need to resolve that in order to make sure Scribe is reconciling. So it might be that you've identified something as you're working through the statement and you realise you've missed something off, or there's an incorrect value being added. You can go and amend that. So you may want to save this halfway through with a difference and then come and resolve it. You can repeat this process using the same cash date as many times as you like if you need to go and add further information if it's not yet in Scribe or there's something that's been added incorrectly. So once you've got to the point of wanting to save your reconciliation, you just do so there. It'll give you a little summary of what we've done. And all being well, once you've finished that process, repeated how many times you need to, you will have a final balance of this being your statement balance. You can then repeat that process for any other bank account. So if you've got another account or a savings account, do reconcile that as well, ideally on a monthly basis. Some accounts don't have its regular statement, so you would need to work to that regularity and reconcile accordingly.